Hey, what's up, everybody? This is GreyMan here, and welcome to the Grey Exchange. And we're going to get into it. Before we do, I need you guys to do me a favor. New mic, so I need to know if I am 5x5, and you guys can hear me clearly on this new mic. And I will say what's up to everybody in chat as soon as I get a 5x5 from you folks. And I'll truly appreciate that. I got it backed up. Let me go make sure I get my 5x5s and turn this on. Get that going. Switch over to my comments. All right, so we got some 5x5s going on here. All right, that's a good thing because I did some tests with this new mic. It's supposed to be the cream of the crop per se. We shall see, right, folks? All right, so let me say hello to a few people in chat. What do we got here? First, we have a commenter, Occam's Razor, labor shortage. We have people all over the place. Well, we'll get into that. Arkansas, Whoop Ass, Yarn Prepper, Zon, Nay, JT, Monty's in the house. Good to see you, Monty. Let's see here. Oh, stomach flu. That's not good, man. I hope you feel better. Sweet Liberty. Just keep on scrolling because I'm going to try. I know it's going to jump on me eventually. Did I say what's up, Zop? I think I did. You see Scott. Right on, Scott. Good to see you, brother. And sorry about the miscommunication earlier, Scott. Let me see here. Sherry Leach. Good to see you. And Sherry, we'll definitely have a discussion in regards to generators. You and I on the back end of things. I'll help you out as best as I can. Rudy's also a good source for generators as well. Ark Wildman, what is up, brother? T Prada, Chief Prepper, and I have to talk about Chief Prepper here in a second, folks. A little bonus for this evening. Freaky Geek, hello. Let me see here. Rena LaRue, Joe Morgan, Prepper Chicken, Texas. Darren West, hello and welcome. And I know Mojo Man 1965. Mojo Man 1965. Let's drink some coffee, Gray. What's up, Jeff? Kosis. We see Milo on the ready is in the house. Shadow Scout Swede. Good morning and good evening to some folks, depending on where you're at, right, in the world. It's great to know that I have people that all around the world tune in to watch the channel. That's awesome. Voodoo Queen is in the house. Always great information when you leave comments, Voodoo Queen. You're awesome. Tiny Titan. Kit Carlson. America First. Donna, what is up? Wookie. Lori D. Boots and Bounty Homestead. Love you guys. Bizza. I knew I was going to mess that one up. Bizza, Rizza, and Jizz is in the house, man. I'm glad. It's awesome you caught me live, brother. And glad to, man, your stories, man, are awesome. Not My Home. NL Ghost Wolf. Charlie is in the house. My Dog Eats Jeans 72 is in the house. Homestead Jen. S. Moore. Raptor Ranch. Tennessee Tacticals in the house. Autoimmune. What is up? Cat Lady Homestead. Meow. What is going on, girl? Scarzo. Gardner Josh. Second Amendment. Leona Riley. Flyover State. Chet Volts. Evening. I'm just kind of backing up. Arleth. What is up? Patricia. I think I caught up to that section. Sue from Tampa Bay is in the house. Allison Sherman. Antonio Jenkins. Lori D. K-Dog. Man, we got some new names in the house, and I'll have a reason to thank for that, and I'm going to bring that up here too. I got a bunch of stuff I got to go over. I'm trying to get past the hellos and welcomes and stuff like that. You guys know I love to do that. Romans 12:18 from Oklahoma. Cellar Door. Let me see. Jason Blanchett, hello from St. Louis. Rip Curl Readiness in the house. Latina Preppers in the house. Pantry Mama is in the house. Frontier Preppers is in the house. Great channel. Love you guys. West Virginia Prepared Mind, hello. Barbara Bartley, Car Scar, Colleen Rich. Man, there's a lot of you folks in here tonight. Prepper Book Club. Did I miss anybody? Did I get you? Don't you know? Hello. And then right on. Congratulations to the new mod. If you guys know, Yarn Prepper is a new mod on the channel. I call her the Alaska Prepper Trifecta because I had Jen and JT, and then me and Yarn Prepper had a little conversation, and I decided to bring her on. The more vetted mods that I have, the better. You know what I mean? To keep that riffraff out. I think I've caught up to everybody. Harvey Black, did I say what's up to you, brother? Thanks for all the emails. Pardon me, folks. I don't like the mic, but the other one wasn't bad. I like the mic, but the other one wasn't bad. Awesome. Well, I wanted, supposedly this mic here is like the cream of the crop, supposed to give you that radio host, that professional sound that they use in studios and whatnot, but we'll see. G Max in the house. What is up? 2 thumbs up or down for just saying hello. Right on, right on. All right. So one thing I want to get out the way is, yes, Bjorn Bull, Andreas gave me a huge shout out today. Thank you so much, brother. I've been watching your channel for a long time. You know that, brother. I'm part of your members only, and I truly appreciate what you did today, man. You didn't have to do that, but it was very, I truly appreciate that, man. And if you happen to catch this, brother, thank you. Thank you so much. YouTube was suppressing the channel extremely hard, and Bjorn is trying to help me out, break the algorithm per se, and he's done a great job. So anybody coming over from his channel, thank you so much for being here. Truly appreciate you as well. Yeah, Second Amendment. That's the goal. YouTube doesn't want me to get there, but you know how that goes. Let me see. Yeah, Donna, Bjorn is awesome. If you guys don't know who Bjorn is, you need to check out his channel. Great content. Harvey Black says clear audio. Awesome. Questions in caps, please. Yes. So let me see what I have to say. Oh, so for the first half hour, you're going to hear Grey ramble on and go over some content. Why I think where is our nation headed? Where is our nation headed? Man, good question, right? And this can go beyond just the United States, but we're going to focus here in the U.S. Gen G, that is awesome. Garden Coy, what is up? Hawkeye is in the house. Thank you so much for being here, Hawkeye. Always good to see you. All right, so shall we get into this, folks? Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. So the last half hour of the show, the first half hour, even though I've already wasted 7.5 minutes on saying what's up to everybody in chat, but you know I like to at least say what's up to everybody. Kentucky Prepper just walked in. And Chief Prepper, which you probably see in the chat, he is a guy out of Texas who went through the Texas freeze and some of the other things he's gone through. He's also a vet of the United States Army. So we're going to bring him on as a guest for the last half hour or so, and let him have a voice here on YouTube. He does have a small channel that he's working on, and this will be his first live stream from my understanding. So we're going to bring him up here, and we're going to have some conversation with him as well. But first, let's get into this Raptor Ranch. It is heading to the outhouse. Mac Will, what up? Romans. I think I got everybody. All right, so let's kind of get into this, man. So where's our nation headed? Here's the reason I wanted to do this live stream in this manner is, you guys, I like to keep all the politics and all that kind of crazy talk for Sundays because the platform doesn't like it. But we need to talk about stuff, man. And that being said, the video that I did yesterday, the people that were stressed and overwhelmed, that video, thanks so much, guys, for checking that out. I had over 221 comments on that video. That makes me feel good that we are all on the same page. We're all here as people in the preparedness community. It just made me feel really good. I had no idea where that video was going to go, but it did extremely well. Live in Minnesota outdoors. What is up, brother? And Mac Will, that is fantastic. Right on. All right. So I have some articles that I want to, I kind of want to blow through them. I just want to kind of just touch on the headlines just so you can kind of see where I'm going with this. Because, on the comment or in my title, I have labor shortage, supply chain, inflation, and these are things that we've been talking about and discussing probably for quite some time, if not even almost a year at this point, because things have just gotten worse and worse and worse. And what it all comes down to is freedom. Bland's Promised Land. Hello, I wanted to check you out tonight. Thanks, Bland's. Another great channel that I came across. Yeah, Tara Smiles, thank you so much. Julie, what is up? How you doing? What's up, D14? Seeing you sneaking in there. So we're going to go over the reason it's not, man, and I think what Occam Razor said something, what labor shortage, there's lots of people out there. Yes, there is lots of people out there. I know folks that are looking for jobs left and right, but they can't find them, which is quite the conundrum, I think. But let's kind of dive into it and see why. It's a lot of people try to put blame on it's a specific party that's creating this issue. I don't think so. I think it's all over the place. People from different walks of life, people from different religions, and all kinds of things of that nature is why we're having these issues. And also the strong arm of the government and what they're doing in regards to increasing the issue on the labor situation and on the supply chain is becoming a lot more complicated. So What's up, Blue Vandal? I'm going to bring up some articles. I'm going to share my screen. Let me bring up the first article so I don't have a infinity window, because you know how that looks crazy. I'm going to bring up this. I'm going to try to keep an eye on chat over there. And let me share my screen with you folks. And for you new folks here, a lot of times we talk about preparedness. We'll have guests on. If you peruse through the channel, some of you new folks, you'll see that I have a lot of preparedness videos and educational videos, live streams. I usually do interviews, and on Thursday nights, I just have a good time and kind of like a wind down for the week. Harvey Block will probably post my schedules throughout this thing, and you guys can see when I usually post and things like that. I try to kind of stay consistent on here, but just to kind of give you guys an idea for you new folks in here. So I don't want you to think that my entire channel is all about news articles and politics and current events and stuff like that. But I think we need to put eyes on certain situations like this to kind of give way for what is actually transpiring in our world and in our country. My apologies. Every time I get on the stream, you know how it goes. I start coughing. Maybe it's nerves. I don't know. I'm almost been on it. Almost been on YouTube for a year, but let's get into this. Let's get into this so I don't take all this time up, and let's rock out with some of these articles and bring them up. So, and I laugh sometimes because it besieges me of what is actually happening and where it's happening at and all the different issues that are transpiring. So let's just bring up the article, and Gray, stop rambling on. All right, so here we go. It says the Navy SEALs told they were undeployable if they did not get the Charlie Victor. Can you believe that, folks? The Navy SEALs, one of the U.S.'s elite forces, top guns of their profession, people that we need. And now they're saying because they have not chosen to get the Charlie Victor, they told that they are undeployable. So if they either choose to do it, you're good. If you don't do it, you might not be even employable, beyond undeployable, unemployable. Or yeah, man, that's a funny word. I'm kind of mixing up there, but you guys know how I mix up my words. Undeployable and possibly unemployable. Not a good thing, folks. Not a good thing. And let's bounce off to the next article. You can see I have several of them here. Let's move on to this one. Now we have thousands of New York healthcare workers placed on unpaid leave, facing firing over the Charlie Victor mandate. So again, now it's our elite special forces, it's our military, and then it's our nurses and doctors. Don't you think the health situation is already constrained to what it is? All you hear in the news is hospitals are packed, we're understaffed, we're underpaid, overworked, all this stuff that's going on. And now you want to fire nurses and doctors who have put their life on the line for the people over the last year and a half, almost 2 years now. You want to fire them because they have the freedoms in this country that is given them to make a choice of what they want to do. That's why we live in America, to have freedom and choice. At least that's my personal perspective on this. I hope most of you agree. I know there's some people that kind of go float around. I don't want to, pinpoint anybody, but you get what I'm saying. The freedom to choose. Why is that freedom being taken away? Moving on, and I'm kind of running through these. I know, exactly. They had been understaffed prior to this as well, and now it's just going to get worse. At least that's how I feel about it, brother. Let me see here. Where are we at? Let's jump into schools. Now we have the teachers. Delaware mandates Charlie Victor for teachers. So now we're losing the military, special ops, law enforcement, teachers, doctors, nurses, all because they want to take your freedom away of choice. Does it get any better? I don't think so. Unions representing thousands of pilots warn that this Charlie Victor mandate could cause travel chaos. Here, did you see where I'm going with this? It's just not one sector. It is all sectors. So now less pilots. So are they going to push the other pilots to work harder? How hard is it to train a pilot? How hard is it to hire a pilot? You know what I mean? Are these pilots just going to quit? And this is what makes it worse, is these people may lose their job, lose their livelihood, lose everything they put into it probably for the last 10, 20 or so years, because their freedom of choice is being taken away. Moving on. Let's keep on going this. Let me see here. I think that's all right. Let me lower this here and see what you guys are saying in chat real fast. Yes, exactly. Where am I at? What the hell is the end game to all this? Mark, exactly. What is the end game to this? And I'm probably stuck here with my thing. I got sidetracked. So let's move on. So you guys, oh man, I'm a little heated today with this stuff. So let me do this and then come back to chat and get rid of a few of these screens that I have up so I can kind of stay on track. I appreciate you guys being here while I'm doing that. Let me see here. What do we got? More die-up auto accidents. Pilots are having issues. Flight from that. Also military. I just want to catch up on chat real quick, please. Thank you so much. Zombie Prepper, hello. There is a great group here. A lot of great people in this chat tonight. And if I miss saying hello to you, some of you folks, thank you all for being here and listening to Grey ramble on about what is transpiring and where this nation is headed. Because to me personally, our freedoms are being taken away. Our freedom of choice is huge. That's huge, man. This country is founded on the freedom to choose, the freedom to speak, and so on and so forth. You know, this is why I have these documents behind me. I've said this over and over and over again. It's scary. It's scary, the fact that we are headed down a dark hole, and this is why we prepare. This is why we prepare, because of issues like this that arise. You know, people ask me all the time, Grey, what do you prepare for? And I said, I prepare for everything. Oh, but Grey, do you prepare for the comet that's coming down to you and destroying the planet? Well, brother, I can't prepare for that. I can try, but that's a life-ending event. But natural disasters, economic collapse, civil unrest, loss of jobs, all these different things is why we prepare for the unexpected. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. All right. Woo. I'm on fire today. At least that's how I feel. What's up, Cherokee? G-Mac? Anybody else I might have missed? I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat. All right, so let's get into some more stuff. I want to try to get through these articles as fast as possible tonight, and then kind of, engage with you, the audience. Let me see what else I got here wrapped up here, because, man, I got some stuff lined up. It's just so much stuff. And I think this is funny that the CDC put this out. And it's not funny literally, but it's funny because they're just trying to, hey, don't pay attention to this, pay attention to that. So check this out. The CDC says mysterious salmonella outbreak spreads to 29 states. Now, this is on the small scale, so don't freak out, folks. It's not some sort of world-ending situation, but it's nice to be aware of stuff like this. And as we know, these numbers are probably underreported, as usual, because it has nothing to do with the Charlie Victor, which is usually overreported. But the outbreak has sickened nearly 280 people in regards to this mysterious salmonella outbreak in 29 states. All right, moving on. What else do we got for you folks? What is this one? Oh, so a lot of people have asked me, where is it at? Lieutenant Colonel Stuart Scheller. Remember the guy on Facebook that he asked his superiors, hey, there needs to be some accountability for what transpired over in Afghanistan. I thought it was a valid thing. I thought he was a great patriot or great person expressing his opinion. And he knew he was going to get some slack for it, but who would have thought that he would have been jailed? He is now jailed. The U.S. Marine who sought accountability from military leaders over Afghanistan withdrawal is jailed. His father is upset. If you go through this, this strikes nerve, man, because he was expressing his First Amendment, freedom of speech, and now he is jailed. Now, I'm pretty sure there's more to it. I'm digging into it, but a lot of people have asked, hey, have you heard from this guy or what's going on? Yeah, he's in jail right now. He's in military jail. What's next? What do we got here? Here we go with the economy. Federal government will run out of cash. The federal government will run out of cash on October 18th if the debt ceiling isn't raised, states the Treasury Secretary. Now, of course, we know this is probably not going to happen because they're going to print more money and increase inflation. and they're going to pass that debt onto the American taxpayers, which is new. What is not new? Oh, thank you, Gardner Coy. Let me see here. I'm trying to look up if I'm missing anything on the chat. They hit him with the gag order. Let me see here. They hit him with the gag order. He's breaking. He's got to go to the big brig. He put in. Thank you, Lucky Dane Preparedness. Truly appreciate that. This is what I love about the community. Everybody has pieces of the puzzle, and we get to all put it together here live in chat. That's kind of like the live discussions, because then we can kind of talk about a lot of things, and people have other pieces of that puzzle, and we can put it together. All right, what else do we got for you in these articles? Let me see here. Yeah, and then here to kind of go with the article that I just mentioned is Democrats suggest giving president. I have to laugh when I say president, because Corn Pop to me is just not the president. But, I mean, he is the president, but I don't know. I don't even want to get into that, man. But they want to give him the treasury power to raise the debt limit. Well, the debt limit, man, that's a joke in itself. Another thing I wanted to pull up is food. So we all prep. We all prepare food. We're all concerned about the supply chain in regards to food and so on and so forth. Here we are. U.S. hog herd hit by largest monthly drop since 1999. All right, so since 1999, which is what, almost 11 or 12 years ago, if I recall correctly, but I'm pretty sure someone will correct me because they always do. The population has grown since 1999, so there's more people to feed in that situation. So this is the USDA data showed that the U.S. hog herd was 3.9% lower in August than a year ago. It was the largest monthly drop since 1999. So if you like your pork chops and your bacon, something to keep an eye on. And since there is less of it, of course, the price is going to go up. The dollar is slowly losing its value, if not quickly. So you're going to pay more, again, at the counter. All right, moving on. I think I only got a couple more of these folks, and I can jump into, let me see, what is this? Oh, and here we go. So you guys know that the eviction moratorium is done. Everybody has to pay their rent in most places, at least in most places. I know New York City probably has their own thing, and California probably has their own thing. Unfortunately, that's the way they do, and they run their government, and they run their taxes out. Man, their taxes are ridiculous in New York and also in California. The taxes are just out there. Anyways, enough of the taxes. It says the apartment lists national median rent. So it says, let me go back up to the top of this. Basically, it says rent shock on deck as actual rent surged by most on record. So rent is at the point where it's the highest on record ever. So these people that have lost their home, people that did not put away, the people that weren't prepared, the people who are in debt are going to create this crisis is just getting worse. Now, home prices, lumber prices, everything is skyrocketing. So now the cost of trying to rent a place for an affordable amount of money, depending on where you're at, is now skyrocketing. Most on record. All right, Gray, let's get off this tangent with all these different articles. Let me close these out. Make sure I don't close this out, that one. All right, here we go. All right, so let me kind of take a little bit of look at what you guys are chatting about in chat and trying to catch up with you guys. I canned bacon last week and need to do some more. Right on, JT. What's up, Food Forest Permaculture? Prepper Book Club. Kelly 61 Ram. Well, if they shut it down, the IRS will shut down and you will get more money on your checks, right, Kelly? That would be the plus, right? Gray didn't tell us about went to Dominican. Gray, didn't you tell us? Yes, Mike Stiles, I did. I mentioned that whole situation about the swine flu in the Dominican Republic, the massive slaughters of pigs. They have a containment area around the Dominican Republic so that the swine flu doesn't spread outside of that area. I think they have Dominican Republic and some of those other some of those Caribbean islands down there by Puerto Rico and stuff. They're trying to keep that in that area because they're worried about it infecting the U.S. pig population. And if that happens, then we're in another massive crazy scenario. All right, let me jump back in there. Bring on the spam. Tara Smile says, bring on the spam. I thought C was buying up our hogs. Pony Girl, they're buying them as well. Yeah, they are buying them as well, which is going to leave less for the American people because they have the means to purchase it. But some of the people that are on fixed income, be it that you're retired or something like that. Some of the other folks just don't have those type of finances. We've looked at the cost of ribs and stuff like that lately. Remember, I showed you the ribs in that one video. I used to pay $20 for a rack of ribs. Now it's up to $40, almost double the normal price that we've seen in previous. Look at gas. Gas has shot up. Now it fluctuates a little bit. I can't say gas has gone crazy, but if you see what happened over there in the UK, it's not they're having a gas shortage. They're having a different issue where they're being limited on the amount of gas that they can purchase. Because I know there was some misinformation out there about that. Yeah, Prepper Book Club, you're right. Corn Pop doesn't want his hands on the treasury. All right, let me see here. I'm trying to catch up to chat here. Lots of bacon seeds around here. That's good, S-More. What's up, Alien Prepper? How you doing? Homestead Aquarius, I don't know if I said hi to you. Seabass, yes, your plane may crash. Travels. But do you guys see where I'm going with this? Do you understand why I feel that we need eyes on this? Because of the fact that this situation is affecting our nation. Our nation is in a spiral. And I don't want to be that guy that spews fear porn, because that's not what I do. If you've seen my content in my channels, that's the last thing I want to do is scare people. Excuse me. But that being said, the key takeaway, folks, the key takeaway, calm down, Gray, and relax. The key takeaway is preparedness. This is why we have these discussions. This is why some of us content creators preach the things that we do in regards to, your food preps, your medical preps, and so on and so forth. Because if these scenarios happen to get worse or hit home, because some people live in certain states where things are worse than others. The thing that really bothers me is now that they're dragging religion into this. Did you guys see that video on the New York governor? That you went from one evil to a bigger evil when it comes to that New York governor. Bell Prepper 1970, hello. That's all right. I appreciate that. Right, Donna, Zen moment. But she is now bringing. Matter of fact, I have a note here. I got to see my note, because this I want to quote this lady for what she said. I want to quote her. Where is it at? Let me see here. I want to quote this lady. Matter of fact, I should just bring it up. Yeah, Gray, bring it up, Gray. So people know that you're not making it up. Because I like to share this information because of the fact that I'm not making anything up. I'm just regurgitating what I've seen and researched. But check this out. Check this out, folks. This is the New York governor. Some of you guys may know. Let me zoom up on this thing so you guys can see that a little better. It says the New York governor proclaims that the Pokemon comes from God and asks those present in her mega church congregation, I need you to be my apostles. What in the what is that? What is that? What is that? She is now trying to use religion when it comes to the Charlie Victor. I've had a discussion with some of the folks. I talked to Oslander, who is very well versed in religion, a lot better than I am. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other channels out there that are more well versed in the religious aspects of things I am. But I've been watching things that have been coming out from the Pope over at the Vatican. That's been blowing my mind. So for you religious folks out there, I can imagine what you guys are thinking when you see something like that. And I don't mean you religious people, because I'm religious myself. You guys know this. But that is off the wall, that she is using religion, God, to get people involved in her congregation, her mega church, to be her apostles and to push that mandate on them. Exactly, Leslie. Crazy. Brian Barbie, bingo. Yeah, Allison Sherman, where's Cuomo, right? Oh, man. Yes, Latina Prepper, thank you for saying that. The Pope is a fraud. The things that have been coming out of that gentleman's mouth have blown me away. Blown me away. My family and my grandparents, if they're rolling in their graves at this point, if they were alive today to see what is transpiring and how they're using religion now. How they're using religion. And I think a lot of people have said the words false prophets and whatnot. Bug Dude just threw that in there as well. D14. Let me see. I need to slow this down. I even have a slow mode in here, just like the Times of Noah, false teachings. Yes, just like the Times of Noah. And someone just did a video titled that. Man, who was that? Was it Bear, or was it the Prepared Homestead? It was somebody had titled that. The reset is starting now. Exactly, Nomad Prepper. Seriously, I'm trying to keep up with this. This thing is moving fast tonight. We have over 190 folks in chat. Thank you all. If you guys can just take a moment and hit that thumbs up, would truly appreciate that, because YouTube loves to suppress this type of information, and channels like myself and others out there. Let me see here. Let me see. We'll bow and declare. Yes, Kelly. Yeah, Tennessee Tactical. And thank you, Christ is the answer, for your feedback. Dr. D is in the house. GreyMan, you are periodically spooling. Am I? Probably because I'm saying too much of the right stuff. It looks like I'm okay on this end. I'm looking. Let me look at some of my monitors here. It looks like I'm still looking good, but I have not been paying attention to the screen because I've just been rambling on, brother. All right, already stuck in my thumb in it. Thanks, Bug Dude. Truly appreciate that. Cherokee Survival, Frost Prophet. He's going to, yep, right on, brother. Right on. Thank you, Food Forest. And Harvey says 5x5 here. Awesome. Does adding to playlist and adding feature channels help? Cellar Door, I have some featured channels on my thing. It helps in case people want to see some of the people that I watch or that I interact with. And playlists are great for if you're a content creator. Yes, playlists will help, because some people, I need to work on my playlist to the aspect of I want to kind of break it down a little bit more specific than I have right now. Heartland Survival, what is up, brother? And Heartland, my heart goes out to you and your family. I caught that late. I seen some folks did some things, and I kind of came across that. Heartland Survival, my heart goes out to your family. Thank you so much for being here, brother. Truly, that was I read into that article. I went through your links and did some research myself. That was a horrible incident, brother. And thanks for sharing that part of your life with us. Yeah, Jade, Wilderness Love, you're right on the money. One world religion. Yeah, that's what, man, you guys are all on the money with this. See, and this is what I love about this community. Everything for the next phase is set to begin in October. You know, D14, I've said October is a key date as well. I'm not sure. I want to be wrong. I want to think that I'm just some crazy guy wearing a tinfoil hat, and I'm just wrong and just ranting about the wrong things, and I'm just all wrong. You know what I mean? I've prepped for no reason. I'm just insane. But unfortunately, I don't believe that that is truth. I believe that we're headed down a dark path. Yeah, and matter of fact, I forgot to throw that in there of regards to the National Guard. The National Guard, supposedly she said medically trained National Guard, are going to fill in the spots at the New York hospitals, New York City hospitals and stuff like that. So let me look at myself. And this is from my experience. As a medic in the military, I was a 68 Whiskey, a medic in the military, in the Army. What I was trained on, let's say a triage setup for, let's say, a battle situation or trauma and a health crisis are two different things. Now, don't get me wrong, there is some knowledge there, but I don't think that solves the issue. It just seems, and I think Magic Prepper did a video about 15, 20 minutes ago talking about something like this, but I didn't get to watch the whole thing. But it's starting to loop in our military into the system. So what does that hold for the future? Are you going to tell me that all government agencies are going to start taking over all the job markets? I don't know. Maybe I'm going down a tangent. Rizza, you're right. The National Guard, there's no way the National Guard can fill 70,000 positions in New York. Agreed. Yes, we are crazy. Exactly, Boots and Bounty. What's up, Texas T? Good to see you, brother. And Chief Prepper, if you're in chat, we are past the half-hour mark. So whenever you're ready to jump in with me, I will bring you up, and then we'll switch gears and get into kind of a little bit of an interview of you. Let me see here. I saw something here, something about pinball. Where did it go? I missed it. trying to see here. Brian Barbie, wrong person. Sorry. Angela, how you doing tonight? T Prada, I will keep your son in my prayers. And I know some people don't like when I say things like that, but it is what it is. They want a civil war, my friend. They want this country destroyed. Most likely, Brian. And it seems to just keep on pushing that direction, right? They keep on drawing that line in the sand, then moving it, drawing that line in the sand and moving it. When is enough? Right on, Milo. You're awesome, brother. And I have National Guard members where I work, so if they get pulled, we are short-staffed. Thanks for sharing that, Dr. D. I saw something, Donna. Let's go all night. Right, Donna? I would like to, sometimes I like to try to go longer, but man, my voice gets coarse after a while. JRC Homestead says we're 2 hours from Del Rio on the cartel route. Interesting. Matter of fact, the southern border is in a crisis in itself. But what people are forgetting about is the aspect of the drugs that are getting pushed. Fentanyl is up like 68% all the way up in West Virginia. It's affecting that state. So it's not just about the people coming in and them not being checked. It's so much more to that. And that's what I tell people. The southern border crisis goes beyond just all these immigrants, these illegal immigrants pouring in. And I got to watch what I say sometimes, because sometimes I misspeak or say things that are not clarified in the right way. And people say, think I'm saying something different when I'm not. And I make that mistake every once in a while. What's up, Tina West? Good to see you. Kind of going to jump back here in the chat. I will click on the link now. All right, Chief Prepper. We're waiting on you. Bug Dude, what did you say, Bug Dude? Let me see here. You never asked me to talk. Haha. Not my home. I tell you guys need to email me. I try to set up guests for Tuesday nights. I try to filter in. I do have guests floating around that have certain dates already kind of picked out for themselves. Mass people overdosing here in WA. Right on, Tara. Thanks for sharing that. UPS not required to get it. Why? Great question. Great question. Second Amendment. Matter of fact, look at some of the basketball players. Before I bring Chief Prepper up on the screen, I had a little notepad here. NBA players Jonathan Isaac and Bradley Beal say they are not. They don't feel that they need to get the Charlie Victor. And speaking of which, a lot of people said, hey, Grey, why don't you go on Telegram? Well, I just found out Telegram shuts down Italian and German public channel for inciting harm to medical doctors and other public officials. That was pretty interesting. And last but not least, before we move on to Chief, will be North Korea fires ballistic missiles into Sea of Japan. So North Korea is back at it again. They were quiet for quite some time. Right on. Oh, that was hilarious. Hilarious, Lori. Hilarious. All right, so folks, what I'm going to do is Chief Prepper wanted to come on and talk a little bit to you guys. Chief Prepper is out of Texas, and he went through the whole Texas freeze, as I like to call it. He is someone in the preparedness community. I wanted to kind of bring him on for a few minutes for like the last half hour of the show, and let him, have some conversation with him in regards to what he did during that situation, and how he prepared, and what failed and what not failed. And thanks so much. And last but not least, before I go there, if you are watching and are you getting any value out of this content, please hit that thumbs up if you can. And I don't think I missed any super chats or super stickers. I think we're good there. So I can bring Chief Prepper, Brian Barbie, Chief. like the Chief. All right, so let me bring Chief up here. What's up, Chief? Can you hear me all right? For some reason, Chief is not showing on YouTube. There he is. Can you hear me, brother? He's never done a live.
Can everybody hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Testing 1, 2, 3. If this doesn't work, Chief, well, we can always set up for another time, brother. If you can't hear me, can you hear me?
This is sound. Can everybody hear me?
I can hear you when you speak. Can you hear me, Chief? Raise your hand, brother, if you can hear me. Thank you guys for having your patience while we try to get this out. Can you hear me, Chief? We're getting too much dead silence here.
I don't know if you
guys
can hear me, but there may be a bandwidth issue. There may be some bandwidth issues on me.
Well, Chief, if you can hear me, tell us what you want. What we were talking about on the phone today, and go ahead and just run with it, man.
Okay, I closed out YouTube and another thing, so I can't see anything on chat. Hello, everybody. My name is James Nickens. I'm a retired Chief Warrant Officer 4. I deployed to Iraq in 03 and 04 with 3-2 Striker out of Fort Lewis, and 09-10 with 1st Cavalry Division with the division headquarters. So that's 720 days of boots on the ground in an austere living environment. And then I retired in 2012, came home to take care of my dad. My career was 24 years, 6 months, and 19 days, August of 87 until February 29th of 2012. When I retired, I had a foreboding, like something bad was coming. So I started down the prepping path. And when I talked to Grey earlier today, and prepping is kind of like life. You need to kind of have a plan. You need to kind of have an idea of when and where you're going to retire. And it changes when you go through your 20s, 30s, and 40s. And so too will your prepping journey. As near as I can tell, prepping journeys last between 10 and 15 years, depending on how far you go along. And you kind of need to answer a big question up front is, what are you preparing for? And now, just in the last 18 months, it's not just like hurricanes or natural disasters. Now it's a lot, but you got to decide if you want to survive. So that's a big thing. I'm going to be looking down because I got notes, because if I don't, I'll still be talking weird, as in rambling. But you got to answer a question: do you want to survive? I still haven't answered that, but because I haven't said no, and because I'm not somebody who gives up, I will continue prepping until I can't prep anymore. So I've covered that page. So in 2013, I chose the house where I'm at. It's across the street from the lake. I got 5 neighbors on the street and 4 in the back behind me. And then that's it in the area. I'm 10 miles outside of San Antonio, but 6 miles from the city limit. So we're in a good spot, but I already know that we can't stay here during a major shift event because I'm only one person and I can't defend it. So 2014, 2015, a lot of people start out prepping after reading or hearing about 1 Second After. And I found out about that book from a very, it was a rich woman on a plane who told me about it. And it seems to be something rich people know about, but poor people don't. And it's, if you haven't read the book, I highly recommend it. It's pretty realistic based on what I saw in the war zone and other things. I can't see anything that's coming up on chat, so I apologize if people are saying stuff because I have a bandwidth issue. I'm on HughesNet internet. So I started out prepping, and your journey is always going to change because, you know, when I started out really prepping hard in 2015, I was researching survival gear, packs, knives, and all that stuff. And I started watching prepper channels. I have bug out bags, but I'm older. I can't carry it. I mean, that's just the bottom line. So it'll be, if I have to actually leave by foot, it'll be on a cart. But it took me 2 years to get 4 years to get my packs ready, and then 2 years to get a sleep system because the one I chose was a military surplus seasonal item, and it was hard to find and brand new, good shape. So, and prepping is expensive. That's one of the reasons it takes time. So, but because I already hunt and I know how to fish, I had a lot less expense on bang sticks and bullets and that kind of thing, holsters and all the stuff that goes with handguns and rifles and slings and fishing. I had all that gear already. I have body armor, ballistic level 3 plates A. I have a helmet as well. Those are both expensive. So for the last decade, I've played with gardening, and gardening is very intensive. So, and it's tedious. And then I'll give you an example. I can grow tomatoes, do very well with those. Do even better with peppers. This past year, I got sick, and tomato plants died. I also had a blight. I'm still got pepper plants growing, but I can't grow squash for whatever reason. Can't grow zucchini. Can't grow cucumbers. I've tried strawberries, and I failed miserably. So I'll be getting with one of the channels Grey was on. I want to say in the last 2 weeks, Boots and Bounty. I think I'm going to be picking her brain on how to make it work better. I do believe that gardening is going to become more important for everyone. So if you haven't started, please do so. Gardening may be the difference between you starving and dying. Probably real important in the next 2 years, and then next 5 to 10, depending on what the world does. So along with prepping, you need bug out vehicle or vehicles. So I've been spending a lot of money on trucks. I have a 1996 one-ton that has gone from running to not running 3 times in the last 2 weeks. And then I'm working on a 71 Dodge because it has a lot less electronics, and hopefully if we have corneal mass ejection or an EMP, it will still drive. So one of the things I do believe on, if you're in Texas or somewhere where there's enough sun more than not, you should probably look at getting a combination of a dual fuel generator, what do you call it, gas and propane, and then a solar generator, because no matter how much fuel you have, you're going to run out. So you need something to keep your refrigerator running, to keep your food viable to eat. And it also depends on your array of preps as far as food goes. This past year, I added chickens in a chicken coop, and I'm 1.1K dollars into it, and I still don't have any eggs. They should be getting close. I have 7 hens and 4 roosters. And I wasn't planning to have that many roosters. You can't really tell the sex of a chicken by looking at it. So Grey and I talked today, and he's had a couple videos up where he's been kind of a little bit down. If you're not careful, prepping can put a lot of weight on you when you start thinking about all the things you want to be ready for. And one of the things I talked to Grey about is until you've been pushed to the point where you just realize there's nothing you can do about it, it's very hard to not let it bother you. When you live in a war zone and they're rocketing and mortaring you 10 to 15 times a day, you never know if you walk out your door if you're going to get blowed up or not. You eventually have to learn to just accept that that's a possibility. So all the things that we deal with right now, when I started prepping in 2015, it was just for hurricanes. That was it. Now we got to worry about world events, global supply chain, possibility of global war, possibility of Russia, China ganging up on us. We had a pandemic where China brought us to our knees, brought the whole Western world to its knees. So I typed a note to Grey because he struck me as kind of going down that path of being hard to get away from the dark hole. You got to treat all that stuff like a snake in a room. Be aware of it. Don't ignore it. But if the snake ain't going to bite you, leave it alone. If it tries to bite you, stomp on it. That's all I can say about that. And there ain't nothing easy about what we're doing. And then all of us that are choosing not to get the Pokemon and all that stuff, because I haven't got it. I think I had COVID over the summer, but all the tests came back negative. So, there's a long thing that you got to do. So I figured out if a major event happens before I get a second generator, a liquid propane tank, and another solar generator, that I just ain't gonna be ready. I will be way more ready than everyone else, but I won't be as ready. So I also know I cannot walk out of here. My back won't take it. So that's just the way that is. My wife can't can't do it either as far as carrying a pack and stuff. So our bags, if we have to do that, will be on a cart. And I already have the cart. And I know that we can't stay here because I'm only one person and I can't defend the area against other people. So I consider us at probably the bottom of medium, being prepared on a scale of low, medium, high. High being where I would have all my power requirements covered and all of my food, and I would know how to garden. I already know how to process wild game. I already know how to fish. So we're gonna go and do something here. Hurricane Harvey came within San Antonio of about 18 miles of damaging winds and the rain. We didn't get it, but we ran out of gas. So that's kind of what pushed me even harder. Uh, Fall of 2019, I actually put in my back feed system on my house. I didn't actually test it until the freeze, which we're going to go into here in a minute. So I'm concerned that whatever poop sandwich is coming is closer, much closer than it was in 2012. I still can't put my finger on it. When I talked to Grey earlier today, we talked a little bit about who's behind the screen, who's pulling the strings, and what's the end game. What's the goal. So my personal feeling is the things we got to worry about is the financial collapse and China and Russia ganging up on us. So I'm concerned about it enough that I made a call to some people seeking refuge in the same town that I hunt in, but not that ranch. I did not get a no, and the person I spoke to has to speak to other people to get permission. But I watched the Bear Independent, I think, today, and he was answering questions he said he's answered before about suburbs. When I was in Iraq the first time, I lived 600 yards from firefights in a traffic circle. And most of the time, the people who were shooting at us with mortars were just people who were hungry. I mean, they were so desperate that they were willing to do that and risk getting killed because our QRF would come over the hill and strikers and light up the circle and kill everything in the circle with a 50 cal. So I don't know where I was going with that. The cities will be absolutely, if we lose power, will be the last place you want to be. So if you don't have friends or family that are out in the away, then I would seriously consider finding the closest state park or somewhere like that, because you'll have access to water, which is, if you don't have water, you can't live. And then, prepping channels over and over and over talk about priorities: food, water, and security. So get a water filtering system, so you don't have to go there. You can do that. You can get water. And then, fishing, you can get protein. So we'll talk real briefly. I didn't tell GreyMan this, but my wife brings to the table a plethora of skills. She does weaving, sewing, crochet, knitting, spinning, and recently I started to work with leather work. So now I'm going to transition to my experience with the Texas freeze. So I started making videos on my phone during the Texas freeze, and then YouTube changed whatever I could do. So what went bad? Nobody believed the weatherman. San Antonio takes up about 25 by 25 miles of space is. It takes up one whole county in Texas. So often on the north side of San Antonio, there are years where they'll get ice. Sometimes they'll get snow, but they get ice more than anything else. And south side never gets it. So we didn't believe the weatherman. So for about a week, they said hard freeze, hard freeze, hard freeze, 6 days. Nobody believed it. Machine. So I threw out 11 jugs. Now I still had 10, but they were empty and they were taking up space right before the freeze. So that was a bad decision. And you say, why? Well, hard freeze hit Friday. My pipes broke Sunday. I did not get water again until a week from Sunday. Uh, Monday, I went to see my dad, went to lunch. He was doing okay. Tuesday morning, I went by Lowe's Monday evening when I got done with him. They closed early because I was going to get PVC supplies because I had broken pipes. I didn't know what size, so they weren't open. So Tuesday morning, I went at like 9:30, and there was like 40 people in the PVC aisle. So I was telling Gray this morning or this afternoon that there's 1.6 million people in San Antonio area. That's not counting the surrounding areas. There was probably a million houses with water leaks. There was no PVC fittings to be found after Tuesday. I went to 2 different counties looking for them. I had a friend mail me some from out of state, and then he paid for overnight shipping, but because FedEx and UPS wasn't running, I didn't get them for a week anyway. I fixed the leak. It took me and a friend of mine that was doing the heavy lifting all day because we had to cut through concrete skirting and steel to get to where the pipes were underneath the hot water heater because neither one of us could fit under the house. I'm not overly obese, but I'm not a small man. So I fixed the leak, and then I found 3 more. And of course, at that point, I was out of PVC fittings. So one of the things on my list to do before winter gets here is to plus up on pipe and PVC fittings. So the 10 jugs that I had on hand, what I did was I have rain barrels, so I have brass fittings because I made the rain barrels myself. I heated them with a torch, and I wound up getting water, and we used those to backfill the toilets. I'm on a septic tank system, so as long as I can fill up the toilets, I can flush them. We made the mistake because we didn't listen to the weatherman. I had 3 potable water jugs, 7 gallons each. But I didn't fill them up, and then the one that had water in there was like 2 years old, so I didn't trust it, so we didn't drink it. So now I have 6 jugs, and I'm probably going to get 3 more. And before all emergency events, we will fit we will fill them up along with the igloo I have. The biggest mistake that we made was when we lost power, we did not switch to paper plates and throwaway stuff. So we had 5 days of dishes, and we spent 2 days in boiling water in order to clean the dishes. PVC fittings, if you live somewhere where it's going to freeze, make sure you find out what kind of plumbing you got and get the supplies on hands to do that. And the other problem was I had a backup power generator, and I was backfitting my house, so we had electricity. But all of my tools to cut the pipe were electric, and my generator was maxed out, so it was a challenge. Second generator I used to power the microwave and the coffee pot when I used them because the house generator that I was using was not enough. I had broken pipes in 4 hours, 4 places. We already covered that. That's pretty much everything that went poorly. Learned a lot from that. I'm in a process of ordering a bigger generator because the one I have will hold the house during the summer, but it won't hold it in the winter. So hopefully I'll get that ordered here in the next week. So what went well? Because I had prepared for hurricane, lack of power, and back then I was only keeping about 50 gallons of gas on hand. Now I keep almost 100. I'm actually rotating through my cans right now. So the generator gave us enough electricity to power 2 fridge combination freezers, a deep freeze, 2 of my 4 security lights around the house, lights as we were going in and out of the bedroom, and at night, a space heater in my bedroom. So the modem and router and the not HughesNet, DirecTV stuff. So it would not handle the coffee pot or the microwave individually, which is why I'm getting a bigger generator. The water bells were a life-saving event because it allowed us to have toilets to flush. And, that's a big deal. If you don't have it, we were going through 15 gallons a day flushing the toilets. And with my wife, it wasn't like normal where she goes to the bathroom and flushes, that she would go when it wasn't big business multiple times and then flush it. And then initially I was letting my wife and my dad do the inside pooping, and then I actually went to the bathroom in a bucket that I use when I go hunting, bagged it and threw it away. So, but 15 gallons a day is what we were using for 3 people. And that's important to know. So the fireplace we had saved us, literally, kept us from freezing. I had my dad with us because he lost power and he lost water. We had plenty of food. Our camp stove and gas grill allowed us to cook because our stove in the house was electric. All of my preps were for the hurricane, loss of power, and gas stations. I went over Harvey, and then I had experience with lack of fuel from Rita Katrina in 2005. I was actually down in Fort Rucker going to a Warrant Officer Development School. When that hit, it was coming, and I got fuel. When I left, I had 3/4 of the tank. I was on fumes when I made it to Shreveport. So I had experienced the lack of fuel due to the hurricanes before. So everybody thinks I'm a little weird about that, but you know, if you ain't got gas, you can't travel. If you can't travel, sometimes that means no food, no nothing. So my future preps: a 3 quarts of firewood sometime in the near future, a 250-gallon liquid propane tank, a bigger generator. I'm working on a bigger generator now. I'm looking at an additional solar generator because no matter how much fuel you have on hand, since I live in a state where we have a lot of sun even during the winter, I should be able to power my my primary appliances to keep the food going. I need to enclose the back porch, and then for those of you who need to use a generator, especially gas or liquid propane, because my primary house generator is also liquid propane, I converted it so I can use both. You need a hut for it. You need a building away from your house. So if it catches on fire, it doesn't burn your house down. But they're not designed to run in the rain. So that's kind of important to know. You don't run them in the rain, then they're going to catch on fire and burn up. So if you can't afford to put them in a hut, it's not something you're going to use on a regular basis. You know, most people, I got tired of pulling mine out, so I have a hut and everything's set up. So all I got to do is go out there, crank it up, plug it in, flip some switches. But you can get one of those pop-up covers that you see at like tailgating parties and stuff, just something to keep the rain off of it. And then, you know, that kind of thing. I think that wraps it up. I'm going to go back into YouTube, and then I'll be available for questions if you have them. But I can't hear anything anybody's saying or see the chat. So I've been seeing stuff pop up, but I was trying to concentrate on putting out information. Like I said, I asked to be on here because I wanted to share my experiences and my knowledge, and having gone through some stuff like actual, problem. There's a thing, and then being a prepper can be a lonely thing. So I'm gonna go back into YouTube.
You did good, brother. You did good. Thank you for coming on. All right,
If you
Chief,
can still hear me, I'm gonna. YouTube is pulling up right now, so I'll be back in there here shortly.
All right, I'm gonna drop you down, Chief. Okay. You have a good evening, and I'll talk to you in chat, and we'll talk on the phone later, brother. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, here. I'm gonna drop. I'm gonna drop out of. You gotta try StreamYard.
Roger that, brother. Let me just show that. So the reason I wanted to bring Chief on here, folks, is because he had a story to tell. And, he did some YouTube a while back when the whole ice storm, the freeze came around and stuff like that. And I felt that with his history, his service, his background, the information he had to provide, I wanted to bring him on here. I know it wasn't the most perfect like interview format, but no matter if you're a subscriber, you're just a random person, a content creator, large, small, whatever the case may be, if you have a voice and you want to come on my channel, just let me know. Email me, and I'm going to bring you on. I'll fit you in one way or another, especially if you add value to this community, the preparedness community, because I think what Chief said is he learned a lot of lessons going through that, and he survived, and he's learned a lot of different things, and he has a lot to share. It's what I tell people all the time. Sometimes you got to go look beyond, other, we focus too much on a couple specific channels. What I've done as of late is I've been spreading, I don't want to say spread my wings or whatever you want to call it, spread my reach is I've been looking at gardening channels and canning channels and bushcraft channels, survival channels, all kinds of different channels that I would love to bring on here and share with you folks, regardless of, even if it gives them a little exposure, or if it helps give me a little exposure, it just brings all of us together and builds this community bigger and bigger and bigger. So that when we drop a video, we drop information, we're spreading that word a little bit more. Because some folks may not watch me, some folks may not watch this person or that person. So the goal here is to spread that message, educate, and bring more to this community. Do you guys have any questions for me? I think we're a little bit over an hour mark now, and kind of like to keep it around an hour or so. Sometimes we go a little later, but I think I got out what I wanted to say, and I was glad that Chief got to come in here and say a little bit and share with you folks his experiences down there in Texas. That's awesome, Brian. That is awesome. Bland Promise Land Ranch. That's awesome as well. I found you guys. I forgot how I found you guys, but I found you guys and I started watching you. We are lucky. I had neighbors that had pipes bust. Exactly, Texas. Good chat tonight, even if we have zombies and aliens in chat. Right on, right on. I hope you or someone watching is near my area. I'll help out and get together. Right on, Kit. Have a good night, Arlith. Great stream. Good to see all of you in chat. What's up, Shadow Scout? I don't know if I said hi to you or not, but I appreciate you. Always appreciate you, Shadow Scout. Sweet. That's why I like to watch your streams, man, because you guys talk about some good stuff. Not a problem, Allison. Thank you for promoting everyone, great man. That's the idea, Zombie, is to give everybody a little screen time, man. Thank you so much, Texas T, for that super sticker. And Zane, thank you so much for the super chat. Prayers also for JW Several's dad who passed today. Wow, I did not know that. We'll add that to my prayers this evening as well. Thank you for sharing that, Zane. I had no idea. My condolences to his family. And we'll definitely keep him in our prayers. Hawkeye, you have a great night as well. Thanks for the text messages that you sent me with the intel. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you, Sherry. Not a problem, Northern Girl. You're awesome. You're another awesome channel out there, Northern Girl. You know I love you, Jen. I love watching your content. Having these kind of real people with real experience is excellent for learning and perspective. Thank you so much, Pony Girl. Thank you so much. Yeah, right on, Renegade. Thank you, Red Road Homestead. Not a problem, Jan. You got backup in here tonight. You got JT, you got Yarn Prepper, you got Harvey, Northern Girl. You got all kinds of backup in here. Donna, thank you so much for the super chat. Good place to be tonight. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Rip Curl Readiness, what is up, brother? And thanks for that, Rip Curl. Thanks, Northern Girl. Right on, Raptor Ranch. Abracadabra. Right on. Jen G, member for 2 months to the Grey family. Thank you. Love this community. I love you as well, Jen G. Thank you so much for your support and your continued support. Yeah, Northern Girl's almost there. She her playlist. I watch her playlist. I have her playlist run at my job for a different IP because I'm trying to support her. Yarn Prepper, yeah, Frontier Preppers is another great channel. Left cheated note on his channel. That's awesome. If you guys do go say anything to Chief, let him know Grey sent you so he knows where you're coming from. It helps the algorithm. Whenever you subscribe to a channel, you need to like and drop a comment. It'll help the algorithm, and it helps people know what's going on, that you are actually interacting with that channel. Texas T, thank you so much for the super chat, and thank you. Thanks for what you're doing, Grey. I'm trying to do the best I can, brother. I'm not perfect, but I try to do it, man. Thank you, Glenna Hayes. We got 203 likes and only 3 dislikes. We did pretty good tonight, folks. I'm pretty sure that a lot of folks will catch on the replay. Everybody's busy. I've noticed I get a lot of folks. One of these days, maybe we can get all those folks that watch the replay to be in this chat, and we'll have over 1,000 people in this chat, which will probably be crazy for the mods, but it'll be fun to have that much interaction on a live stream. But I had a great night with you guys. Other than that, I'm going to probably wrap this up. We've had all kinds of discussions. And again, thank you, Chief. We'll talk more. Appreciate you coming on here and sharing your story with us, brother. And thank you for being real and straight up and honest, man. I love that. I love that. Let me see here. Other than that, tomorrow is Wednesday. I'm supposed to do a review tomorrow. Hopefully that goes through. The weather works and everything happens. And then I'll see everyone Thursday night live at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the weekly wrap up with Grey late night show. Thank you, Bland's Promised Ranch. And yes, reach out to me. I love your channel. Thank you, Cellar Door. Thank you all. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for the support. Thank you all for the super chats. Thank you all you members. And again, a super special thanks to the moderators for helping keep the chat clean, family friendly, but also letting people voice their opinion. If you guys ever have any questions, reach out to GreyMan down below. I have my email. I love postcards from all over the world. If you can send me a postcard, I'm a sucker for postcards. I love postcards. And I think that about wraps it up, folks. So everyone, please have a blessed evening. Stay safe out there. I'll catch everyone on the rebound. This is GreyMan. You enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Not see you guys tomorrow. I'll be dropping a video tomorrow, but I'll see everyone 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time live on Late Night with Grey. Again, have a blessed evening. Stay safe. This is Grey. I'm out.